welcome back to the ministry. This is part 2 of the weight in which you carry. Where we left off yesterday, I was talking about the level of weight that you carry. We talked about a thin person, a person that carries fat, and a person that carries well-distributed weight in their body. So when it comes down to it, you have to look at the weight in which you carry and why is it there. Are you holding on to things that you don't need to be holding on to in the time frame in which you need to be transitioning? And what is it that's causing the weight and the fat resistance to resist coming off? What spiritual things are you dealing with at the time in which you are going through what it is that you're going through? And as long as that thing is a weight on you, you may carry the weight unnecessarily. You need to find the source of that. And when you see that source, you need to act accordingly and come into alignment for the transitions and the changes for that thing to come to pass that you're trying to release. I remember I started to get advertisements on my phone on YouTube about women having fat resistance, and the reason that why women's metabolism has fat resistance, and the fact of the person did a demonstration of clear water and adding some type of liquid to it, and the way that the two mix. What you needed is, in order for the fat storages to resist storage and burn off, it needed to be something that blocked your ability to maintain or to continue to gain and begin to burn, literally turning it so that it will turn on and burn that fat storage instead of maintaining that pouch that women get, whether they come off of a pregnancy, whether they have had kids, whether they have certain things that they come out of and have certain fat storages, whether they just gain weight and are at a certain age or at a certain point in time. Is it the age or is it something that's going on in their body? And understanding what's causing you to metabolize and burn the fat, and how you turn that receptor in your body on, just like a spiritual. All this stuff is spiritual. You got to understand what it has to be turned on in your body, that mechanism, whether it's through supplementation, whether it's through certain things that you have to take, whether it's literally you changing your mindset about the way you're eating, or changing your mind that literally it resists what it is that is causing the fat to continue to maintain stored on the body. But that comes from sometimes you understanding the source of what that is in the beginning. And sometimes it's not just food. Sometimes it's a spiritual thing that you're dealing with that's causing you to maintain that. But that's not just what I meant by weight. I also wanted to draw your understanding that when you have weight as a person that's spiritually capable, you carry weight. Sometimes it's not evenly distributed. Sometimes it's not distributed correctly. But sometimes you have to go back in and figure out what's in the incorrect places and how do I remove that. That's why you see a lot of Christians go back in for deliverance several different times. Now, there's a debate. Should you go into for deliverance? Should you continue to maintain deliverance? What is this deliverance and why should you get it? Because there are people that believe in some ways that you don't need it. And this is what I was talking about yesterday, that you may not. You don't need deliverance. Everybody needs deliverance. Christians need deliverance sometimes more than regular people need deliverance. Because the people that are regularly needing deliverance, they understand that they got a problem. It's the Christian that believes that they're holier than thou that doesn't understand you still got a problem and you need to deal with that. I was listening to a young woman in some race speaks, and she was making the point of saying you have to maintain your deliverance. You can't get delivered once and be like, oh, I was delivered, everything is good, I can go and do what I want to do because I was delivered, and because I'm saved, I'm da 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 da. No, you got to maintain it. There's maintenance. Some people don't maintain the maintenance necessary in order for them to continue to operate the way in which they're supposed to be operating. And because they did not maintain, just like when you gain weight and lose weight, you're going to gain that problem right back if you don't maintain your diet. But then what about the person that has a problem gaining weight? That's me. I don't hold weight. I don't hold weight at all. Why? Because one, I consistently fast. Two, my metabolism is really high. And three, I'm vegan. I don't eat meat. When you cut out meat and bread, look at how fast you will lose weight. So understanding what you need to gain the weight, and spiritually it's what you need to maintain the weight in which you carry. Not to say that you need to remain skinny, because I don't even know how much I weigh right now. I'm scared to look at a scale right now. But I'm probably slightly underweight. But with that being said, how do you gain and maintain weight? Meaning, what is it spiritually that you need to do in order to gain or have the weight necessary to carry your anointing, your calling, so forth and so on? You've heard people say that the person doesn't hold weight, or that doesn't hold weight. That sounds like a bad thing. Well, you can't hold no weight. Because if you have a heavy-weighted person, or you have a person that understands what they're doing, they have weight. But if you don't have any weight, you can't carry what's necessary because you don't have the strength. One of the things that I've been looking into for another phase of my life is to gain muscle. Because right now, I don't have that much muscle. I can lift certain things, but I have not the ability to maintain lifting certain things. And to be able to carry the weight necessary. I have a heavy anointing and calling, but I can't operate in the fullness of it. And I believe this is why I have not been opened up as such as I desire, because I can only handle and maintain a certain amount of weaknesses. When I have something or someone or things going on in my life that can help me maintain the weight. Sometimes if you have, this for my ladies waiting on Kingdom Married, sometimes what your kingdom partner is supposed to do, they've got enough weight in their body that they can help you maintain the amount of weight that you can't carry. And if it is that they have enough weight in them, they can carry you and carry what it is that they got to carry. But also, it's the understanding of the fact that you have the ability to operate in the weight in which you carry, that you have somebody that can carry the weight that you can't, but can also help and assist you in gaining the weight, because they themselves will be an added weight to you and help you maintain the weight. Meaning they will be able to show you how to balance the weight you have and go the weight in which you carry, so that you're not carrying it inappropriately. You understand what I'm saying? So there's that. But what if you're a single person Well, it's not to say that you can't carry weight. You can carry weight, but you may not be able to maintain that weight. Meaning you may not be able to maintain the momentum because you're only one person. That's why it takes kingdom collaboration. That's why it takes marriage. That's why it takes certain things. Something that needs to be there in order to help you maintain, or you're going to continually get to a point where you're exhausted because you're the only one carrying the weight. Is so true, but it's something that is a necessary element that you need to have understanding of, that you have to have the ability to walk in and carry the weight in which you need in the seasons that you're in. Some seasons you're in a resting season, so you ain't supposed to be carrying weight because you're supposed to be resting and relaxing. But as you begin to operate and move and do and continue to maintain what it is that you're in operation of maintaining, you're going to gain understanding. Oh, I need to carry this weight a little bit differently. I need to redistribute this weight. When you're married, you're going to be distributing a weight between you and your spouse. When you have kids, you're going to have to maintain carrying the weight of those kids, because guess what? You literally have to carry those kids as children. One, as a female, you don't have to carry them, meaning you're going to have to bring them into fruition into this earth. Then you have to carry them until they get to an age that they can walk on their own. And they get to an age that you no longer have to carry them. And somewhere between 6 and 10. Stop picking your kids up and carrying them. But you still have to maintain them as being your household. There's a weight there. I was watching my coach the other day, and she was talking about the weight of having her kids in her vehicle. And then add on top of that the spiritual ramifications of the weight that they spiritually carry, as well as herself. And the weight that you spiritually carry, as well as your children or your spouse. And there's a level. Not everybody can carry the weight of everybody else. I was listening to Bold for Christ the other day, and she was making a point of saying that some people, as they're entering into their marriage season, some people are wondering, well, how do you manage to snag a guy like that? Or, you got your marriage so fast. What weight did they carry internally, and how did they know how to distribute it? Because if they knew how to distribute the weight correctly, they can be able to have the addition of the partner. And sometimes it's the partner that has something that they do not have that helps them distribute the weight that they do carry. A lot of us, those of us that are called to high profile marriages, high standing marriages that are, whether you're with a government leader, a lawyer, a real estate agent, somebody that has access to people, influential person, an influencer, whether it's a social media influencer or an influencer in the world, or go up to celebrity level. But whatever level that is, each of these people have a different level of weight that they carry. And the partner that balances them out has to carry some. If they don't got the spiritual weight, guess what? Their partner has to have that spiritual weight. So there's a level, and there are levels within levels. You understand what I'm saying? So with all of these things, you're going to gain wisdom, you're going to gain understanding, you're going to gain certain elements as you are growing as a person. If you're called to carry somebody that has high value, meaning is an influential person or a celebrity or what have you, guess what? You ain't no lightweight either. Because in order to carry that person, people sit up there. Let me have a sidebar for a moment. People will sit up there and say, oh my God, I can't believe she got that guy. Oh my God, I can't believe he pulled that girl. Oh my God. And it'd be that element. And it's like, excuse me, the weight of warfare that person had to go through in order to even have access to that person. You don't want it. He would sit up there and look at Oprah. Oh, I wish I had her life. Do you want her over there? That she went through in order to get to be the person in which she is. Everybody looks at Lisa and goes, oh my God, oh my God. Do you want her warfare? Did you hear her story? I got a pretty weighty story myself that I'm going to be adding to the page soon. What's my point? I need you to come to the understanding. This ain't no joke. It's not no game. There is a level of understanding which you have to have that is going to make you be able to maintain the lifestyle that which you're supposed to be called to. Some of y'all aren't where you're supposed to be because you haven't figured out how to manage the weight that you got. Some of you don't have enough weight to carry what it is. I remember a season my coach was going through, and she knew her anointing had just changed. And in it, her legs went through one of the worst painful experience. And she was like, God, what in the world is going on? It was the weight that she carried. She was carrying a new level and adjusting to a new weight. And because of it, her legs were going through a different shift because she had to learn to carry the weight of it. When I was growing up, my parents my mother used to call me a 90-pound weakling. Because I'm skinny. I'm that person that people would talk about. And it's like, you're like a toothpick. You don't have no weight. A lot of my weight comes from my clothes. People will look at me and say, oh, if you saw me, I wear layers. I got on 3 layers on top right now. And then if I had my coat on, that'd be 4. So it's like, I don't hold that much weight. And I'm trying to learn what is it that I need to do in order to maintain muscle, gain protein, gain fat storage in the right places so that I can maintain. But I don't hold weight that long or that much. If I walk for a day, I will lose a pound to pound and a half. Just from walking. So it's that element. I have such a high metabolism. I'm like, how am I going to gain weight in the season I need to gain weight? And I guess that just means I'm going to have to sit still for a minute. Yet in that season, I will know what I need to do. But right now, I'm using my spiritual weight. So understand the weight in which you carry and operate accordingly. So, what am I saying? Understand that there is a weight that you carry. Some of it's good, some of it might not be so much good. But it's all in how that weight is distributed, and in that weight being distributed the way in which it needs to be distributed, you will begin to learn how to maintain it. You will begin to learn what is needed and necessary in order to gain it. A lot of it's gaining wisdom, knowledge. My people perish for the lack of knowledge. And what it is in which you're needing to do. Every season you grow. Every season you change. With every change and level up, you're going to gain something different. And sometimes that reflects in your physical weight too. Because some of us are extremely spiritually weighted. But if a person picked us up, we would be light as a feather. Some of us are physically weighted. Ain't got no spiritual weight up here at all. It's like, are you deaf and dumb? What's going on here? So it's understanding the weight that you carry and how to operate in it. So I hope this blessed you in some way. Until next time, this is Taj McCameron for Love, Faith, Peace, and Blessings Ministries. Until next time, bye-bye.